This game is rated E10 for ages 10 and up. For more information, please go to esrb.org.
Hello everyone, Kirbyvolt here, but you can call me KV, and welcome back to the Tears of the Kingdom logs. I took a break between this log and the previous, so I'm showing some stuff I was doing, like making a long thing so that I can just climb my way up to Hyrule Castle, but also you gotta activate that before you put it down. Welp! I did eventually make it, though, because I wanted to... Remember, we had that journal that mentioned that Zelda had hidden something in the castle, and I wanted to go get it. So I could have it. We're going to take it out. Going into Hyrule Castle at this point in the game is no big deal, so don't worry about nothing story-wise happens. It's just very threatening. That's it. And there's the Champion's Leathers. So this is an upgrade of the Champion's Tunic from the previous game. And now you'll be seeing me wear these more consistently. I also did some Sky Island exploring, which that was a lot of fun. I found this, and I was like, what is this? I don't know, but there's a loud car outside. It made like some kind of portal. And after you go in and you do something there, you actually go through a series of hoops, and doing that causes a shrine to appear. Somehow. Don't ask me how, it just does. And there you have it. And that's Froggen. Anywho, so now we are literally at the spot that I just ended that clip on. So this is where we're starting from today. We have some new clothing items. We got a Bokoblin mask. We got some new weapon type stuff. And we do have this area of the map discovered, because basically what happened is that I did a tower that was over on the east side of this particular portion of the map, and I used that tower to get all the way up to the Sky Island we're on right now. I did find a shrine in Hyrule Castle. I didn't do it, and we're not going to do it for a long time. So first and foremost, whenever we come across these gashapon machines, we always want to try to put as much in so we can get as much out. That way, we can see every type of item it offers. Because you'll notice on the map, it actually shows you what items it can offer. And if there's a question mark, it means you haven't found that specific type of item yet through the machine. I think that solved the issue. I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, those chests that are laying around, that's from me messing with amiibo stuff. I think that fairy's a little too high. I don't think we're going to get that fairy. Ooh, it comes down a little bit. Nope. Bye-bye. There is a construct here. How's it going? Let me take this bulb first. Let me just loot this place of all the food. The dive ceremony? Oh, okay. Well, I have one, I think. Alright, here you go. In 35 seconds or less. Also, wait, follow you to the starting position. How do you get up there? I know I can use, like, ascendant stuff, but... Alright, so a new minigame is doing this as fast as possible. So I do get to show this whole thing off, which is nice. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, unfortunately, just missing one doesn't cause the thing to end. will end if the time goes over, or if I die. Let's see which one I do first. Never mind, I had a fairy. She. Or maybe not. It doesn't end when the time goes over. Okay. Just we'll just go here and then get berated for not doing it properly. It's okay though. We can do it again. Doing these is extremely helpful. And the reason as to why will become apparent after we do it properly. So let's hope I do it properly the second time. Shush. Alright, so let's stay in the diving position. It is a bit hard to maneuver in the air when you're diving, but it's still better and faster than having the paraglider out. I do use the paraglider right there just for some course correction, but otherwise, I did technically hit that last ring, so it counts. I was worried it didn't. And for that, we get a new type of armor set in this game, the Glide armor sets. This is probably my favorite armor set in the game. Using it and equipping it will actually make... Remember how I literally just mentioned that when you're diving, it's a bit harder to maneuver? This makes it a lot easier to maneuver. So just having one of these sets, one part of the set makes it a lot easier compared to without it. And I probably should have equipped it here. Like, I can't equip it. That'd be cheating. No, it wouldn't be, actually. I think you kind of need the glide armor set in order to get the high score time. I don't think I bother to go for the high score time because I don't believe there's anything of significance for a reward. Once you've done it the one time and you've got the clothing item, I don't think there's any more reason to do it again. Now, you will notice, however, the glide shirt is only a 2 defense. That kind of sucks, but it is, again, very worth it for what you need to do in skydiving. So let's see if I can do better now that I have the shirt on. I want to say I'm still going to fail, but it's because I'm not going to be aware of how much the shirt actually helps out. So when you're not diving completely, when you have your arms spread out, it creates a bit of a wingsuit. And that wingsuit helps you maneuver a lot more efficiently in the air. I don't think I caught on to that just yet. I assumed that if I'm diving, I have to be holding the dive button for it to work properly, and it's not necessarily that. It's more of using the wingsuit span to glide into the right position to then dive further in. Yeah, I have 50. Well, I can try one more time, I suppose. Let's see if I figure this out. Alright. Nope, I am using the paraglider. The paraglider is slower. Do not use the paraglider for this. Nope, that's not... Nope. I did not figure this out yet. Oh, I am just noticing right there. Oh. When the wings are expanded on the glide suit, that's when it'll work better. Like, hence the name. Anyways, we're done with that for now. Oh, thanks. That's nice. Got some fashion compliments from the construct. Anyways, back to this because it has more defense. We will at one point be using that glide suit constantly, but not yet. We have a shrine to do. This is the shrine we unlocked doing the first run of going through all the rings. And this is something I do like, is that a good chunk of major Sky Islands will have a shrine on them, so you can kind of warp to any of the Sky Islands after you've done the shrines, or rather, once you've found the shrines there. Combat training archery. An archery contest? So, here we're just going to learn how to do archery properly. Interesting place to put this, but in midair. That kind of falls in line with the area we just did. So luckily there's all these little fans around here, so we'll use that to our advantage. Get a few shots in. What else is on the agenda for training today? More enemies. Alright, so the goal from here is just to take them all out, utilizing the aerial shots. Don't get shot while you're in the air yourself. Probably a good thing. Alright, well that one went down pretty fast. I think most of them are going to go down fairly fast because it's just a training mission, so they have, like, no health. Yep. And hey, more Zonite charges, so we can go attempt that thing again if we want. Let's pick up what we have here. There might be some good stuff, or maybe not. I probably have pictures of those already. Also, they have a bow here for you in case you didn't have one already. Along some extra arrows. Yeah, I guess I can get rid of that. Attach a Zonite sword to the Zonite sword. Oh yeah, baby. Shish. I mean, that is a good trade. They dropped a 7 damage weapon for 15. We got some arrows over here. If an arrow does not make contact with an enemy, more than likely it is somewhere around the area and you can go pick it up. Arrows seem like they're in short supply early game, but really, as long as if you're a bad shot, like yours truly, you can probably find them just pretty easily, especially if you let enemies shoot arrows at you, because then you could just have them miss, and those arrows, for the most part, will still stick around, and you can also pick those up. So, never ignore free arrows. I do like all the swirly things around the statues. I don't like they're highly in glyphs, I assume, but I don't know what they all mean. I'm sure some fans already translated them. But I'm curious, do they represent alphabets or do they represent symbols? There's a lot of the same ones that are kind of floating around. That's probably just the developers are probably just like, hey, this looks cool. I have no idea if they are purposely making sure that there was multiples of each of these specific ones so it could spell something out, for instance, but not gonna worry about it. Yep, and we filter the darkness through the arm. And we get a Light of Blessing. I know we're 14 logs in, but I still haven't looked up what it's called in the Japanese version. Oops. Or maybe I have already, and I already forgot that I did that. That's also possible. There's a lot of logs to go through. I'll remember what I did as far as the game goes. That's easy for me to figure out, based on context clues. As far as what I said in a previous log, who knows? So where are we going from here, is the real question. Ooh, Korok. We got a Yahaha boy over here. Yeah, we already... Oh, we don't have picture of Dazzlefruit yet. Oh, interesting. I thought we did. Okay, then. And there is nothing up here, although it is a very nice vista. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that's all the rings you had to go through to get down here in the first place. Alright, well. This helps, apparently, so we'll use it. Ooh. Yeah, it's so cool. I love the glide shirt. Now, I think I just outright missed what I need to do for that Korok, so we're just going to ignore it. There is a shrine over here, though, so might as well take care of that while we're here. And a rock. I always am thinking, am I going to pick that rock up and throw it just because I can? I never know 100% for sure. Yeah, so the game has heavily implied that we should go over to the Rito area. So I think this is our start of trying to head into that region. I don't know 100% for sure, but it might be our start to checking that out. Okay, this is a large boulder. It does nothing. Oh well. I have all these pins everywhere, too, on my map. Where was I intending to go? Well, we have another shrine, and honestly, the more shrines we get done, the more stuff we have, and the more we can conquer the rest of the land. And by conquer, I mean save it, because it's already been conquered, so... You know... No, the question I had was dumb, and I answered it myself. The question I had was, can you conquer something that's already been conquered? And the answer is yes. It's just a matter of what you're doing. If you're conquering something that's already been conquered, you don't intend to do good of the people that are there. But if you're saving something that's already been conquered, you're trying to liberate the people there. That's just what my gut says as far as definition goes. English, as you know, is a very weird and obnoxious language. So, Built to Carry is the name of this shrine. And we need to build something to carry something else. That seems like a pretty understood statement. Although, right now, it doesn't seem like we need to build anything. I think we just roll this down the rails. Or it's not even going to roll. It just slides down it gracefully. Oh, you know what? I'm good with that. Now here, it's a bit wider, so that's not going to work as well. But they did give us these handy-dandy sticks to put on the ball. Simple. So now, you can still carry it with no issues. Now the real tricky part is going to be this one, because this one, well, there's also a treasure chest over there. But what do we need to do to get over to the other segments of the shrine? Now, luckily, if you notice, there's actually a little chamber that if you were to lose the ball at any point, if you've made it further into the shrine, the ball will spawn from there. So if I lost it right here, it's going to spawn to that chamber on the top of the ceiling. Okay. Let's see what you're laying down past me. This has potential. Okay, but there comes a problem. How do you get it onto the... Yeah, because that's not going to work. The power of gravity is going to have that thing sling right off. Let's try again. Right idea, just... We need something else that can make this a bit more... Not only just stable, but also fail-safe. Fail-proof. So that is an idea. I don't know if that will work, per se, but we can at least try. Okay, yeah, gravity of the ball has actually kept it from not moving over, and it does move automatically on its own for a tad, and I fell off. That's fine, that happens. I can build myself a bridge to get on the platform. Although, hopefully, I do not overcompensate the weights. Oh no, that ball's pretty dang heavy. Alright, but it's a bit... It's not close enough to the ladder I want to climb, so if we put... Oh, I mean, this works too. I was thinking putting another one on the one we just placed on. Good try. Good try. And then pushing it, but I guess past me decided it would be more efficient to just build something like this. Yeah, because I don't want to cover up the ladder, then I can't climb it. Never mind, I could climb it just fine, I just needed to have the right type of jump. And all that for a construct bow. Welp. That's right, you smack that chest. Tell it it's a loser for having such a worthless item in it right now. Yeah, so I have made... in my quote-unquote ingenuity, I have made this very hard to get off the rail now. Which, honestly, is good. That's what I need to use for getting it to the next part. But not good for trying to take it off there right now. Oh, well, that part left, so I guess we're good. You know what? Might as well. So just... The weight of the ball has worked so far, so let's just hope that this works out perfectly fine. Ooh, I don't want... Ooh, goodness. That worked. I'm actually very impressed. Alright, very good job. You should probably go take it off before it accidentally... I don't think it could, but it'd be funny if it accidentally swung back and then was just like, oh, the ball detached. That was a fun shrine. I like that one. Shows I'm not completely stupid. I mean, you ever like talking to people and then you'll say something, they'll question it, and then you like cycle back through your head just like, wait, am I really smart or am I just the dumbest person alive? I feel that a lot. I think it comes from upbringing of having some people I hung out with constantly calling me stupid, But it's one of those things that's still like, okay, well, I guess I wasn't smart on this, and I'm being called out for not being smart on this. But it's also kind of like, okay, but from my viewpoint, if I am lacking information, it's not necessarily stupidity, it's more ignorance. And I guess for some people, it's hard to distinguish the difference between the two of them, and that's fair. But it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm trying to say something and that I'm a complete idiot and I'm saying it wrong for the sake of saying it wrong. It's just more of, this is something that's not as familiar to me. You ever get that where you say something, someone corrects you, and then your mind has to like do a bunch of gymnastics to say, wait a minute, did I A, learn this wrong, B, not know what this is, or C, do whatever the hell I just decided to do? Yeah, let's surf on a box. So there is shield surfing in this game, like there was in Breath of the Wild, but the box shield is probably not the best thing to do shield surfing on. Just a hunch. Also, I don't think you can ascend through any of this. This looks like a straight up, you have to climb this. But I don't know, like, it always makes me feel extremely insecure when situations like that happen, because it typically is a situation of, I don't know what this is, or whatever I learned, I did learn it incorrectly. And so then being told, and then that gets to the other point of the matter. Is the person who's correcting me on saying that this is the way it's supposed to be, are they saying the correct thing? Or am I now being misled into mislearning something again? It's always hard to kind of keep that idea in motion and notion. Yeah, I guess and motion too. Yeah, that's a chasm. Oh, we're going down it. Okay. All right. I'm being a bit ballsy. Very good. Oh, well, there's a light route all the way over there. Oh, that's not too far, actually. We can probably just touch that and leave. That's a very nice light route to be so close by. And there's a reason for that. But I won't figure that out until much later. And so that, like, again, this thing I'm alluding to right now, is that me being stupid, or is that just me being ignorant? And what is the clear difference between the two? One is I'm a fool and I'm just doing something completely idiotic for the sake of being idiotic. And one is I have not connected the dots yet. And I don't think you should be mad at people who don't connect the dots as fast as others. After all, like the famous... Goodness gracious, I don't even know if this is an Einstein quote. But the quote that I have heard constantly throughout my life is that if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will be stupid all its life. And that's kind of the idea here, is that everyone's minds work at different rates, at different speeds, at different aspects. Just because you're really good at one thing doesn't mean that everyone will be the same in that regard. And so there comes a fine line, at least to me, of saying, okay, when do I call someone out for not understanding this, and where do I be patient because maybe it takes them a bit longer to figure it out? Because there is that thing too, is that the more you tell people they're wrong, the more they're going to back into their well, I'm thinking soles, like their shoes, like the soles of their feet. They're going to back into that because how dare you call them out for being wrong, especially if you're coming off extremely aggressive about it. But there is like there's push and shove, I think, just in that idea of how to better convey information to others. And I think part of it leads to some of my insecurities about just myself in general, because I have had a lot of aggressive pushes at me saying, hey, you're an idiot, hey, this is wrong, and Not recently, mind you. So don't worry if you're thinking about something recent. That also comes across as to how I've been acting in some of these logs as well, as to why I'd be reacting to myself, being like, "Hey, that's dumb. Don't do that." Because at the time, I didn't know better. But can you blame me at the time for not knowing better? I know better now, and I know not to do it, or to do something better. But you can't just... nothing exists in a vacuum. People can grow, they can change, and they can learn. And sometimes it takes a lot of time. I could be told a million times how one thing works, but if it doesn't register to me, and it doesn't make sense to me, I will still not learn that thing until someone approaches it at the right way for me to understand it. Anyways, that's been enough of this talk of... I don't know how we got on this talk to begin with. But not a lot was happening. We went into a chasm, we found a light route, and then we just left. So I do believe I am getting on the track now to go to the Rito area. But first, we have to stop by this bridge, because this bridge is the closest area we can reach right now that will lead us into that direction. And it looks like there's a stable over there, and where there's a stable means there's another shrine. So we're probably going to do that. I'm practicing... You cannot... Excuse me. You cannot surf on a box. Now, surfing on a wheel... That would make sense if the wheel was propped on the shield like a unicycle. But that's not the case. I do not have the best shields right now, or the best fuse items to do shield surfing. Not to mention, we're going on a pretty flat plane, so it wouldn't be of much use in the first place. So we'll just walk. I'll be more efficient at travel as we go on, but for now, walking's fine. Or sprinting a little bit, then walking, then sprinting, then walking. Yes, I did put a pin down here because there's a shrine nearby. Another golden apple. Love finding those. That's like a special treat that you're just like, hey, I was just looking for apples and there's a golden one here too. Alright, there's a beetle. What do you have in store today, my good man? Well, actually, here's what I have in store. I have things I'd like to sell, potentially. I have a lot of these. They're only worth 2, though. I have quite a few opals, so 3 opals probably is what I'll do. Yep. I like to keep the variables of 5, if at all possible. Let's see, you have arrows. I would definitely like some more. I don't have a lot of arrows, mind you, but I'll still take as many as I can. Well, yeah, I don't have enough money to afford taking all of them as of yet. I'll take some of these because I don't have them, period, I believe. Just have them as ingredients or something later, or for another thing much later down the line in case they are needed. It's always nice to be able to just buy them because trying to capture them yourself is a bit of a pain. Now, the one thing you have to be careful about is that when you talk with Beetle and you buy bugs from him, is that... Oh, I see what I'm doing. I wanted to buy the butterflies first before I can make a decision on buying more arrows. Makes sense. When you buy bugs from Beetle, after you're done talking with him, he will bring on this bit of dialogue. It is the same every single time. It is about how bugs are scary to most people, but Beetle thinks bugs are just amazing, and he'll always give you that little bit of dialogue every time you buy bugs from him. Honestly, I don't know why, but it is kind of silly. There's a blizzard going on in Rito Village. All right. This is something I really like in Tears of the Kingdom that I don't think you saw as much of in Breath of the Wild. And because of all of the crises that are going around the land in this game, we see a lot of different species, a lot of different cultures intermingling and coming together to help. And I really like that. It makes the world feel very lived in. And I felt like it was a bit more isolated in Breath of the Wild. And it makes sense as to why it was isolated based on that game's story and based on what's going on, but still, I think this is a better approach to it. We really get to see that people do care for each other, they care for other people's cities, for other people's families, etc. We get to see that sense of camaraderie, and I really, really love that. Oh, well, I'm a customer now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'll ask about the stable. Yes. So she's going to give us a basically tutorial on how stables work and where the nearest areas are for either a close by city or a stable. Very helpful. Thank you, Ina. Okay. Show is shy. I'm not going to bother Show. Hello. I would like to maybe use your establishment. Maybe not. A beast has been rumored to be lurking somewhere in Hyrule. It's been talk of all the stables. Yeah, Princess Zelda was traveling with this beast, apparently, with tusks, and it's a fearsome creature, and it's like, what the heck is going on here? Work in project. Project. Work in project, yes, of course. What is the news today? Oh, yeah, we did see that in the last log where there was a great fairy sitting in a flower bud because she did not want to come out and she wants to hear music. We're still working on that, but we'll worry about that when we can actually figure that out. How about other stories? Yeah, the Blood Moon. Okay, yep, the Blood Moon is back. Oh, okay, interesting. Alright, well. It's amazing how newspapers work. So, interesting thing about stables is that they will actually show you recipes to make certain things. So this is actually showing us, I believe, to make a stealth elixir. Or, no, hasty elixir. Yeah. I don't know why, but all dogs are considered the exact same. They're all Hylian retrievers, even though they look vastly different. But they're all good boys, or girls. So, good dogs. Now, anytime that we go to a stable, there will always be a well there as well. And on one of our side quests right now, we are trying to find all the wells. So going here is always a plus. It adds to our well count, and we also can get some pretty decently good stuff in some of these wells. Sticky lizards, bright caps, bright bloom seeds, a secret passageway. Okay, not all of them have secret passageways. Where the heck does this go? That is bog water. Okay, can't go that way. The only time where I'd be asking for a power from Breath of the Wild to come back, Kynosis. You could just make ice over the bog water. I don't know how you would actually cross that even. We need some kind of tool to get across it, but I don't know. I think we'd probably need to bring Zonai devices in ourselves and then unleash them all in that area because we can't really climb through that small cave, that small opening part with a big giant wood board or whatnot. I'm gonna drown. Oh, good gosh golly. Let's get out of here. Ooh, that sunset looks pretty. Unless it's the blood moon, in which case it's not pretty. Although it can be kind of pretty, depending on your viewpoint. That's a torch. Already got one of those. Hello, doggy. I guess we're just gonna cross the bridge now. Why not? Yeah, there's stuff down there, but is it worth going down there right now? Well, there's definitely holes in there that would suggest we should. But I'd rather just cross the bridge normally. Ooh, a shooting star just happened right over there. I don't know if I'm gonna go for it. Hail to you, traveler. I'm doing alright. How about you? Oh yeah, you're after fashion because you're wearing all the CC stuff. There's a legendary bandit by the name of Misko, and they had fashion sense. Interesting. You know, I didn't connect the dots. So again, back to the very earlier discussion about connecting the dots and with one is stupid or not. I'm connecting the dots right now, but I just realized all of these quests for clothing. Oh yeah, she's actually giving us locations on our map where you might find some of these things. Well, all these quests for clothing, the whole thing was fashion. This is probably a call to Triforce Heroes, which was a game all about fashion and multiplayer. And honestly, I love Triforce Heroes. So, I don't know why I didn't make that connection until right now. Because now I think about it, the hat that you get from Seisei does bear some resemblance to the lady or Madame Couture from those games. Or I could be extrapolating things that don't exist. But I would say at least the fashion idea, the fashion quests in themselves are probably are an homage to that game. So that's something I really like about these games, the most recent Zelda games, is that it's not trying to be based off one particular entity of The Legend of Zelda. It's trying to really incorporate everything. And I think that makes you a more solid package. Because there are people who will be fans of something that will go, hey, I recognize this. They might not recognize something else, but they'll recognize that. And that's pretty dang cool. So the fact that I am now, months later after this was recorded, finally figuring out that that's probably a reference to Triforce Heroes is pretty funny. We are getting close to the end of this log, however, so I will start the outro now, just in case. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Don't have to, you don't want to, but it's always appreciated. If you like what we see as far as the game goes, Tears of the Kingdom is available on Nintendo Switch, so pick it up if you haven't already, though I'm sure most of you probably have. Give the developers support, and have a fun time exploring Hyrule and going pretty crazy all over. I hope that makes sense. Most importantly, of course, though, I wish you all to have a wonderfully great day, or week, or month even. You know, treat yourself a little bit. And I will see you all on the next one for when I believe we're going to start our journey to Rito Village. This is our first stop in the journey. Oh, there's a thing over here. Let's go check that out really quick. But I will ascend through the sky. Yeah, I already took a picture of the wolves. I don't know what to do with this, so... Or maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'll figure it out. Have a wonderfully great day. See you on the next one. Until then, ciao. Not how you do that. Still not how you do that.